Hello and welcome to Titanium Taras Tarot, and today I will be doing a Are You Knocking Yourself Out of Your Intuitiveness This Week and How video. So for this I'll be using some concepts from SuperConscious Education brought to us by Christopher Duncan, as well as by using some concepts also brought by Christopher Duncan and my intuition. And with that being said, my gorgeous triple tears, let us get into the cards and concept. Mostly. Let's get into the concepts. But first, let's get into my insight. Now, yesterday I was talking about you're extremely close in realizing a dream or a project of yours. And so if you're anything like me, I don't want to get really, really, really close in accomplishing something. I get like, wait, do I really want this? Because is this really what I want? Is this the final thing I really, really want? And I'm asking myself some questions. And just know that whatever your answer is, you always have a chance, right? Now, because, and I do have to say that there is a part in this where you are going to have to think about the thing that you're trying to manifest, and think of its or their feelings as well. If you have put in this much time, this much effort into attracting them, and they're in your camp, it's kind of like your duty now to deal with what you've created. You've worked on this for so long that you actually manifested it. And it is your choice what you're going to do with it. It's always your choice. And I would suggest you not take this lightly. Yeah, so that is what I got for my insight, okay? So, the first group of individuals I will be divining for are my perfectionists. The individuals who intuitively know how things should be done in order for them to turn out great, okay? So, please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my perfectionists. Are they knocking themselves out? Yes, you are. Okay, so now let's see how. So, please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my perfectionists. How might they be knocking themselves out of their intuitiveness this week? Okay. You're trying to be conscious. You're trying to use your unconscious abilities. The things that you've become so good at that you no longer have to consciously think about them. You're trying to use your unconscious competence. Yes, your unconscious competence. But I feel like it's not yet unconsciously a competence yet. Because there are 4 levels of competence. There's unconscious incompetence, conscious incompetence, conscious competence, and unconscious competence. Right? I might be pronouncing it wrong, but I don't know. It's your ability, it's how you get something to be not something that you can do to something that you can do in your sleep. Right? Like driving from one place to the other that you've done for years and years. So I feel like you're trying to, I feel like it's something that you've started doing. It's been a week and you're like, I can do this in my sleep. But it's only been a week. You still need to consciously think about it while you're doing it. So it's not it has not yet become an unconscious competence yet. It has not. So I feel like by doing that, you're actually stopping or hindering your movement forward. My perfectionists. Okay, so that is what I got for you guys. So now on to my helpers. Okay? The individuals who intuitively know how things should be done in order for them to turn out great. And by the way, if my clavicle looks weird, that's because I broke it. in my accident, I broke my clavicle. So, something wrong. Well, there is something wrong. I broke my clavicle, but it's been like this for 15 years. So, yeah. That's a little detail that caught my eye, so I need to mention it. I feel like there's a break in something that is catching your eye, that is making you wonder why it's broken. Anyway, so yeah. So this is going to be for my helpers, alright? The individuals who intuitively know how to assist anyone in any situation at any time and anywhere. So, please, God, angels and guides, are my helpers knocking themselves out? Yes. Alright, so, please, God, angels and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my helpers, please come forward and clarify how might they be knocking themselves out of their intuitiveness this week. And you got indirectness. You're indirectly trying to help. So I feel like you're sending someone to someone else, but the person you're sending them to is not really the best to help them, you know. Not really going to be helpful is what I'm getting. Okay. So now on to my achievers, the individuals who intuitively know how to set goals and go about achieving them one by one. So please, God, angels and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my achievers, please come forward and share. Are they knocking themselves out? I get a strong yes and a slight no. So I feel like, and possibly, so I feel like it's really going to be, you're gonna have to excuse me. You know that when I yawn, it's because the energy that I need to, that this bit of this reading is asking a lot of energy from me, so that's why I'm yawning. In any case, so for my achievers, you're gonna have to see in which group you are. You might be one of the ones that will be knocking yourselves out, or you might not, or you might possibly be knocking yourselves out. In either case, just check yourself before you wreck yourself. As I said, with the fluctuations in my voice, how might my achievers be knocking themselves out of their intuitiveness this week? You are not trying to react versus respond. So you're trying to respond instead of react to something that is happening. But I feel like you're putting both feet in your mouth while doing that. My achievers. Okay. You're actually making it worse by trying to respond instead of react. So this might have something to do with your love life for some, or that thing that you really, 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 really love. For others, I feel like you're putting your foot in your mouth because you're trying to say things correctly, and it's kind of stopping you from actually saying what you mean and mean what you say. So it's backfiring. That's what I'm picking up on. Okay, my achievers. So that was it for you guys. Now on to my individualists. The individuals who intuitively know what to place in the center of attention, how long to keep it there, for what aim and what purpose. And I don't know if you hear it, but there's sirens. So please, God, angels, and guides, are my individualists knocking themselves out of their intuitiveness this week? No. But a slight yes, with sirens continuing in the background. Okay, so how might this be coming about? These God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my individualists, please come forward and clarify how might they be knocking themselves out of their intuitiveness this week. Choice through default and condition. With conditional choice peering out from below. Choice through default. So my individualists, I feel like you're trying to not... you're trying to make a choice because you fully love it, and where there's no other prerequisite for that choice other than you love it, and that is the condition that you're trying to meet, that you love it, and that's it. With universal sign separate. So are you following the universal signs that you're getting in regards to the thing that you're trying to choose, that you're trying to consciously choose and make a definitive decision on it? in regards to your love life. It could be anything that you love. It doesn't have to be your love life. It's whatever you currently love. Okay? Alright, so on to my investigators. The individuals who intuitively know what to research, how long to research it, with what aim and what purpose. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my investigators, please come forward and share. Are they knocking themselves out? Possibly. Okay. So how might my investigators be knocking themselves out this week? Please, God, angels, and guides, and with the highest good. And you've got universal signs. My investigators, you're using universal signs to figure out what you should do. But in reality, the only signs that you need are the signs that you yourself are seeing. So, I mean, technically, if you see universal signs, that's because your consciousness or your intuition or your subconscious thought it was important for you to see it. And so, in a backhanded sort of way, you're getting the insights, the intuitive nudge that you are looking for. But because it is something that is knocking you out this week, you need to make sure that you are not just seeing this and seeing the sign and be like making a huge story out of it, because it's really not. It's just something that is way bigger than what you would normally see. Or let's say it's a general intuitive nudge. So you need to be more like, it's good that you are taking it as how should I say it? As a sign, but you should be more mindful because it's so large and so varying that it might have many other facets to it. So you have to be more discerning. That is what I'm getting. My investigators, you need to be more discerning about this universal sign that is popping up into your understanding. Okay? So that was it for my investigators. So now on to my loyalists. Alright, the individuals who intuitively know what to be loyal to, how long to stay loyal to it, and how to, and for what aim and what purpose. Okay, so please, God, angels, and guides, are my loyalists knocking themselves out of their intuitiveness this week? Yes and no. Which would be a possibly and a maybe. So I feel like this is for excuse me, 4 different groups of you, or at 4 different groups, 4 different times. You really have to be mindful of what you are picking up on intuitively is what I'm getting. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my loyalists, please come forward and share how might they be knocking themselves out, maybe, possibly, out of their intuition, out of their intuitiveness this week. Choice through default in the reverse. So my loyalists, you're choosing something because you don't feel like there is something else close by. And so you're sort of putting yourself in a pigeonhole, not allowing yourself to actually fully experience what you want to experience, or you're allowing yourself to partly experience what you want to experience. And I feel like there might be a condition attached to the reason why you're doing that. Okay, so that was it for my loyalists. Alright, so now on to my enthusiasts, the individuals who intuitively know what to be enthusiastic about, how to stay enthusiastic about it, and for what aim and what purpose. Alright, so please, God, angels, and guides, are my enthusiasts knocking themselves out of their intuitiveness this week? I get a no, but a yes. But a possibly and a maybe. Okay. Alright, so how might my enthusiasts be knocking themselves out of their intuitiveness this week? And we got choice through default and indirectness. So you're choosing something through default because you're indirectly trying to achieve something, or your directness. Or what? Okay, so what is it that you're indirectly trying to do here? You're indirectly trying to avoid something negative. Is what I'm getting. I don't know if you saw that. My eyes glazed over. Alright, so that was it for my enthusiasts. Okay? Alright. So on to my protectors. Okay? The individuals who intuitively know what to keep safe, how long to keep it safe for what aim and what purpose. So please, are my protectors knocking themselves out first and foremost? Are they? I get a yes. It possibly, and then maybe. Yes, possibly, maybe. Or maybe, possibly. So, please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my protectors, please come forward and share. How might they be knocking themselves out of their intuitiveness this week? Plop. Okay, so how might they be knocking themselves out? Conditional choice. Vertical. Conditional choice. Or protectors, you're knocking yourself out, possibly due to excuse me, a conditional choice that, why am I thinking? I just thought of a solar panel. Interesting. Very interesting. So, my protectors, is the condition that you are making, the conditional choice you're making, something based off of something that can store energy, or that can store something for a long period of time? Before use? Or are you, okay, or are you, is the choice that you're making, is the condition the choice that you're making based off of something's ability to hold something else within it for a specific duration of time? And is one of the key components of your decision going to be based solely on how long the contents of this parcel or this container stays fresh or is useful? Like, I'm thinking about a rechargeable battery. After a certain point in time, if you haven't used it, the energy has gone out of it, right? So you need to charge it again. So I feel like that there's that condition that needs to be met. Okay, how good is it? How long can keep the thing that you want to contain in it fresh and useful? Okay, so that is what I got from my protectors. All right. So now on to my chameleons, the individuals who intuitively know what intuitive style to use in any given situation at any time. So, please, God, angels, and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my chameleons, please come forward and share. What are they knocking themselves out? First and foremost, I get a possibly, yes, no, no. Possibly, yes, no, no. So how might they be knocking themselves out? Flop. So I feel like the first time you don't really understand why this is. Okay. So let's try it one more time. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my chameleons, please come forward and share how might they be knocking themselves out of their intuitiveness this week. Indirectness in the reverse. So you're basically trying to be direct about something. You're being direct about it, and because of that, it's knocking you out of your intuitiveness. Are you coming right out and learning something to someone? Are you giving them an ultimatum? I want, it's either this or this. Choose. And is that actually not helping them make the choice faster or in the allotted time? Okay. So that is what I have for my chameleons. Okay. So, my gorgeous triple tears, this is all that I have for you guys this week for this video series. If you like this and if you'd like me to go deeper into your specific situation, please contact me at the email in the box below, and it'll be my pleasure to assist. In that same box, you'll find a little description of this video and the email you can send donations to on PayPal if you feel so called. And with that being said, my gorgeous triple tears, I wish you guys all a very good week, and I'll see you next Saturday, okay? Bye.